Lester off camera has deep concerns about his first time going to a karaoke night. And I gave him some advice that I feel I should pass along to you. There are 4 to 5 things that are going to happen. 1, you have an amazing voice and you have nothing to worry about. 2, you pick a silly song and everyone enjoys it and you're not making a fool of yourself. 3, you can pick a rap. You can't go wrong with rapping because you're not really singing. 4, you can pick any song, but let them know that you can't sing, but you're kind of entertaining them. They will enjoy it. The 5th slot is the danger zone, or the highway to the danger zone. When you think you can sing, but nobody has told you that you can't sing, that's when the entire room wants to leave. I have told Lester that when I do karaoke, I will do Brand New Key by Melanie and sing it in a baby voice. For you, I will...
I rode my bicycle past your window last night. I roller skated to your door at daylight. It almost seems like you're avoiding me. I'm okay alone, but you got something I need. Well, I got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key.
So something like that. If you make it silly, it'll work. It's time to start the show.
What the hell is this?
I speak jive.
Will you stop?
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
They think they got the answers. I change the questions.
You don't like it? We don't care.
What a dumb thing to do. I bet you wouldn't have done anything like this if Mom and Dad were here.
Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I am him, Tubby without this tilted brim. Colin from Canada. It's Colin from Canada's Good Junk. Episode number 13, lucky number 13. Okay. I should have just done it once. Welcome, guys. Hello. It's time for another episode. Another bit of nonsense. Another bit of what the hell is this guy going on about? Another bit of silliness. Welcome. Lester is to my right. I am seated moderately comfortable. John Rambo, you better have a good supply of body bags. He eats things that would make a billy goat puke. Welcome. It is a warm 25 degrees here, Celsius. I'm wearing a toque because that's right, I haven't shaved my head and I look absolutely ridiculous. And I can't have that for my viewers. You can't. And you don't want to, trust me. All the usuals, let's do it. The pen, I hit the nose there. The pen is taped. We're getting to the end of the Nirvana / Kurt Cobain posters. That's from Melody Maker magazine. It has another one on the other side, which I'll probably use next week. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is happy. And, well, I mean, you're watching this, so of course you're happy. And of course you're smiling. And of course you're laughing. Because as we talked about last week, that's my compensation. We're going to get things started here in a second. Actually, we're going to get things started right now. Lester, roll the bumper. Correction, we are not going to get started because I know my diehard fans will know that I have forgotten something and you're all shouting at your televisions or your phones or your, wherever you're watching this pile of crap. The Diet Coke has not been opened. Now it has. Lester, roll the bumper.
Hold death! Don't you ever raise your voice to me. Do you know who you're talking to?
I have never started and stopped a recording for a mere introduction to a segment more than I have right now. I went down to my basement, I got 5 tapes from the pile, and you're gonna look at them right now. Power Karate. Hunks with hats. Tai Chi for arthritis. Stretching to the classics. Guys, it is that time again on the program. I like to begin with it every episode. Let's go through 5 VHS from my mountain of VHS in my video room. Let's start with Alien Warrior. I won't read all the VHS because the episode would take forever, but I do want to mention that this stars not just Brett Clark, but rugged Brett Clark. Okay, that's from 1985. Number 2 is Screwball Academy, starring Colin Camp. And usually they slide out the bottom, but this is a full seal on both ends. Pig Boss, what do you call that one? Okay, it's a joke. I know, but you're going to tell me what they're called. VEC Video Productions, for those of you that know about VHS, they had really low-budge material. This was number 4194 when they were renting VHS at the place, and I opened this up because all of these are old video store rentals, and I need help in deciphering what they're trying to tell me with this, okay? All right, you guys read it. Now I will bring it back. 3 seconds video wipeout in first 10 minutes of movie. So again, the might be English, not their first language. I believe they're trying to tell me that 3 seconds of the video are a little wonky in the first 10 minutes of the movie. Again, I've never viewed this, but I will. Screwball Academy. How about Slugs? This is from New World Video. They put out some good stuff. 1987. You guys know these. You love the insect movies, the animal movies, like the frogs, the ants, the bees, the slugs. It's all good junk. Nice segue. Number 4, you guys are I know you're jumping out of your seats at this one. Terror on Tape. Apparently, this very copy that I hold in my hands, if you are to believe the internet, was or is banned in Canada. So, as Judas Priest would say, am I breaking the law by holding this in the country of Canada? I'm not too sure. That was a release for all the highlights of horror and gore in the Continental video releases of the 80s. Again, for those that really delve into VHS, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and that's also from VEC. But apparently, there's word on the street being the internet, that's banned in Canada. Number 5 is one we definitely have to read, because when you're dealing with this man and his mother, you have to read it, because it's Swayze Dancing, starring Patrick Swayze and his mother, Patsy. The Swayze family share their talents in their first video. Yes, apparently there's going to be more, or we think there's others. Anyways, Swayze Dancing, that's the video. Starring world-renowned choreographer Patsy Swayze. Swayze Dancing guest stars Patsy's superstar son, superstar 2 words, Patrick Swayze, his wife Lisa, and his sister Bambi. The whole family is getting into this. Let me continue. Have fun, work out, and learn by watching 4 couples develop from beginners to dance competitors. And they go from beginners to dance competitors all in a mere 60 minutes. And in case you were wondering, it is in color. Swayze Dancing sizzles with the latest dance movements and a hot soundtrack. Soundtrack spelt wrong, along with superstar. Any other spelling mistakes? No. Swayze Dancing. That, my friends, has been an entertaining and enjoyable variety of 5 VHS, don't slouch, from the pile.
This is Sheriff Buford T. Johnson. I'm in pursuit of a black Trans Am.
Lester, if I could focus my attention on you, my man, right now, I would like to say I've already spoken of my admiration for the woman, your wife, Cheryl, but may I compliment her on her memorization skills. I've noticed in the past few clips, she has been able to memorize some phone numbers and some names of some prominent lawyers that she knows and works with. I would like to mention that publicly so that not only you, but the folks watching know that it hasn't gone unnoticed that your wife can memorize numbers.
You have no idea who knows me. I'm not the rancher. I got marbles here. I have 2 boobs, not 6. Do you know you have scratchy toilet paper? Go over and look at Antelope Project. How come that's fallen down already? Go look at Harris Bridge. I got it, honey. Go look at Harris Bridge. Why do you already have structural damage? Because you can't put crappy material in the concrete.
Lester, I know a few episodes back I mentioned the fact that I worked in a thrift store and I gave you tips on moving a toilet with a 2-wheeler, and those tips were don't move a toilet with a 2-wheeler. If I may continue with that story, when I worked at Goodwill, that was the thrift store, my boss's name was Prince. And every time, I think it happened 3 times, because I was determined to prove to myself that I could move the toilet with a 2-wheeler. I was also disgusted that someone donated the toilet to a Goodwill, but every time I tried to put it on the 2-wheeler, as you know, I broke it, and that happened 3 times. And each time I broke the toilet, Prince, my boss, looked at me like someone had donated a Rolex and I had stood on it. Like we would have got millions of dollars for this toilet and I had just broken it. I loved that. John Dote Hit. Dote Hit? John Dote Hit. John Dote Hit. Dote Hit. John DeHurt. Thrift store pickups. Please insert coin to begin. Here we are with the games. Trivia game, MASH edition. This is complete, and there is no greater sight than a grown man counting to make sure all 216 trivia cards are in fact in the MASH trivia game before purchasing it. The old bookcase games, for those of you that collect board games, you will know about the bookcase games. This is baseball strategy, and this is from 1960. $5, complete, with a lovely smell. You know what I'm talking about. From board game to video game, The Last of Us remastered, sealed, $4 PS4. I will take it. The retro bootleg, emulators. This is clearly not on the same level as the one that I gave Jason over at the New 80s Revolution. But for $5, you're kind of curious as to what is on here. The control, it's all there. So for $5, Let's hit the books next. Now, before I show the books, I want it known that I do not just buy cartoon Heathcliff, Garfield, Peanuts books. I do buy other books. In fact, if you think the VHS pile is absolutely nuts, maybe I should let you see the books that I have collected. It just so happens that this week we've got some more Fun with Peanuts. Hi and Lois, beware, children at play. That crazy Marmaduke, he's on the loose. And another big one, Heathcliff, play-by-play. Again, I do buy other books. I just haven't run into them lately at the thrift store. I have a lot of CDs, so we're going to burn through these because I was at a Mission thrift store. I don't know if that's strictly Canadian. I could be talking out my butt when it comes to that when people from America are watching this, but basically a very religious, church-oriented thrift store that never has a bathroom for me. So I have coined the phrase, Jesus doesn't want me to urinate in this place. Again, that's hilarious. Getting to my point of why I mentioned that, buy 4, get 1 free at $1 each, so do the math.
Do the math.
Barry White, Heart and Soul. More Halloween sounds, okay? The best of Miles Davis and John Coltrane. The Essential Bruce Springsteen 3-disc, possible 4-disc, 3-disc collection. Miles Davis Doo-Bop. If you like Miles Davis, this is him entering kind of the hip-hoppy beats before he passed away album, The Best of Procol Harum. Ran into some Jimmy Buffett. I know Margaritaville, but I honestly couldn't name you another song, so why not buy not one, not two, not three, not four, not five. Is there any more? Not six, not seven. No, 7. Buying 7 Jimmy Buffett CDs just to maybe delve into the Jimmy Buffett catalog moving forward. Rick James, The Ultimate Collection. Great songs, but the man was a dirtbag. Look at why he went to jail. The Bobby Darin Story, Mac the Knife. First song, Splish Splash. I was taking a bath. You know what time it is. Dancing the Night Away. Sometimes the compilation CDs, I can't not buy it. It literally goes from, I've had the time of my life, Bill Medley and Jennifer Warnes, from Dirty Dancing to Pump Up the Volume by Mars. So a variety, and then Sly and the Family Stone, Dance to the Music. Great compilation, and if there's a couple of songs I don't recognize, I start to think, ooh, that might be, something to listen to. We got some doo-wop, 2 doo-wop CDs, Shaboom, Charlie Brown, and doo-wop compilation from Hallmark. This is way back in the day. We're talking, Dion and the Belmonts, the Dell Vikings, a lot of the Stand By Me, the movie, the greatest 80s movie ever, a lot of the music from there. Also, you would recognize Duke of Earl, Duke of Earl, you know what I'm talking about. Creedence Clearwater Revival, again, I've mentioned this before. The only CD you ever see in the thrift store by Creedence Clearwater Revival is Chronicle. You never see anything else. But this is the concert, and this is obviously a 14-track live album. The Best of the Guess Who. Don't know how popular the Guess Who are in America, but this is one of the more famous Canadian groups. Burton Cummings and Randy Bachman, who later went on to Bachman-Turner Overdrive, Taking Care of Business. You guys know that tune down south. Warren Zevon. This could very well be his first album. I'm not too sure. Again, I don't know all that much about Warren Zevon, except he wrote probably the greatest song ever, Keep Me in Your Heart for a While. The man knows he's dying. And I'm going to put it in the description. Take a listen to Keep Me in Your Heart for a While. The Beach Boys' Christmas album, another group you never see actual studio albums of in the thrift store. It's only the best of and the bootlegs. I would have preferred a non-Christmas album, perhaps an actual album other than Pet Sounds, but Christmas album by the Beach Boys. Cruisin' 2, just another compilation with, On the Road Again by Canned Heat, driving songs. 70s Gold. These always grab my attention because something about the 70s and the 70s music always grabs my attention. So you can't go wrong with Hollywood, I've never even heard of this record label, Hollywood Records and 70s Gold. Band on the Run by, I almost said Walter Payton. I literally almost said Band on the Run by Walter Payton. No. It's Paul McCartney and Wings, not Walter Payton. I don't know what the hell I was thinking there. Made myself laugh, and that's a rarity. Mamas and the Papas, California Dreamin'. And finally, Sounds of Summer, classic and new bossa nova rhythms from Brazil. My music taste is very wide and, as they say, eclectic. I wouldn't say that, even though I just did. Let's finish off with the VHS. Goju Ryu Karate Kata. Notice how I pronounce that word. Karate. Second City Comedy Special. This is a comedy special filmed at the Second City Theater. Fred Willard, John Candy, and the Second City Players. This was a rental at one of my many video rental stores I went to as a kid, but I never rented it, which is odd because I loved SCTV as a youth, and I still do today. And as you know, SCTV is named after the Second City comedy troupe where all of the cast originated from. So these are sketches basically performed on stage. And that was filmed in 1979, so there we go. Rage and Honor, starring world karate champion Cynthia Rothrock. I have Rage and Honor Part 2, and now this is Part 1 to add to the collection. Thank you very much. Number 3, Avoiding Roofing Disasters. Consumer's Guide to Avoiding Roofing Disasters. That is beautiful. And we are going to end with karaoke top country hits. Includes Boot Scootin' Boogie, All My Rowdy Friends, and other favorites. You are the voice. Of course I'm going to read it to you guys. All your rowdy friends will love singing these hot country songs on Quality's new karaoke music video. Now you can have lots of foot-stomping, honky-tonk parties in your own home whenever you want. Just don't forget your cowboy hat and boots. Here's how it works. You don't need special equipment, just your TV and VCR. All instrumentation and backup vocals are provided as music videos and lyrics appear on your TV screen. Just follow the easy-to-read on-screen words as they change color from phrase to phrase. It's easy and lots of fun. With Quality's karaoke, you're the star. Number 1, here, these are the songs, so make a note. Boot Scootin' Boogie, All My Rowdy Friends, Hillbilly Rock, Cadillac Ranch, Honky Tonk Blues, Dumas Walker, I could be pronouncing that wrong. Guitars Cadillac, that's a great name. That's a great name for a song. And then followed by number 8, Super Love. And the, I did not look at this. There are more titles in the line. Should I read them very quickly? Today's Hot Country, Top Country Hits, Great Golden Hits, Surfin' Beach Party, Rock and Roll Party, Dance Party, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Party Time, Feelings of Love, England Swings, Motor City Magic, Rocking Love, On Broadway, The King Lives, The British Invasion, Christian Karaoke, Christmas Karaoke, Top Country Hits, Today's Hot Country, Rock and Roll Party, Surfin' Beach Party. Those are all available by Quality Home Video. Guys, that was it. I think that was a good little segment. That was this week's Thrift Store Pickups.
And that's nothing but pure and simple old-fashioned communism.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could get serious for a moment, there is one man who you all know, especially if you live in America, who has proclaimed that certain networks are showing fake news. I will not name names as to who I am speaking of. I don't get political here, and I don't state my opinion on politics. But I would like him to know, because I know he's watching, you will not find fake news here. Only hard-hitting professionalism of the highest quality. I hope you guys enjoy. I could care less if he enjoys.
Done something that is very good.
He was murdered.
But now he's dead.
Reach out to the man who died.
To the man.
Your mama, she's for free and everybody knows it.
Today, crews installed a new 18-foot-long neon sign along the Route 66 corridor. You can't miss it. It's right next to the Tower Theater. Once it's turned on, the sign will spell out Deli Cat Essen.
I will freely admit that last week I perhaps phoned this segment in. This, of course, is the John Riddell Legend segment. Last week I used a previously seen shorty here at the channel, but not on the show, of my dad, the Chipmunk Whisperer. Well, let's take a gander at a newly filmed video of John Riddell in action.
How much is in butter? How much is in butter? How much is in butter?
Looking sharp, buddy.
Okay, cheese.
Looking for the cheese. I know that you're aware of how much that I fight for you, the viewer. And I know that you've been, or I've been, you and I have both been perilously close to going over the edge, both emotionally and physically, when it comes to the idea of the loss of Let's Go Through My Camera Roll. But alas, my friends, step back from the ledge. I have found 5 more. that are of some interest to you, the viewer, and I care about as well. I think you know where I'm going, and I think you know what bumper Lester's about to throw to. The question is, will he cut me off? Dry cleaning movies, mushrooms on toast. Just a couple of horses' asses. Electric pressure cooker, urinating, Passion fruit chest cake, Charles Barkley. Let's go through my camera roll. Refuses to die. Photo number 1. The girlfriend and I got dressed up in reindeer costumes and decided to take several photos to create a Christmas card that we never sent to anyone. Should I have saved this perhaps for the Colin from Canada presents Colin from Canada's Good Junk Christmas Extravaganza Spectacular coming this December? Yes. But when you're trying desperately to keep a segment alive because you love it so much, you include it in this particular episode. Photo number 2 was a board game that I saw in the thrift store yesterday. Did not purchase because although I purchase silly things, they are all of use to me. The Larry mug from Branson, that is amazing. I collect board games to eventually play. I collect books to eventually read. I collect movies to eventually, you get the picture, add CDs to that. I'm not too sure how much use I would get between my girlfriend and I playing the official Bassmaster fishing trivia game. Although comical, I don't think I could answer one question. Also, what makes this amazing is exactly how many questions can you come up with regarding bass? Photo number 3 you will recognize as, of course, a Choose Your Own Adventure book. This is number 2 in the series, entitled Journey Under the Sea. This was located 2 days ago at a thrift store here, Value Village, for those of you in America, that savors. I used to have pretty much 80% of the collection of these. I sold them off regrettably. And I thought, hey, you know, why don't we maybe start this collection again? Flipped it over, and this was the price. $5.99. $6 Canadian for one Choose Your Own Adventure book. Folks, guys, ladies, gentlemen, champions, legends, for those of you watching, if you work at a thrift store and you are pricing things like this, please get your cranium out of your own anus. I thank you. Photo number 4, I'm going to have to turn over here because it's a little chitty chat in the text message portion of my cell phone between me and a former customer of my video store. In the dying stages of the video store, the only day that was popular was Thursday. Thursday was the day that we got Tuesday's movies, and of course my boss would rent them out earlier. So everybody was trying to get in contact with me to get their hands on the movie. This gentleman here, I will read. I texted him to begin with, 9 movies. He replied with, any movie. I replied, yeah, 9, they're here. He replied, okay, my pick it up for me, how many? I replied, 9. He said, are they all good? I said, yeah, pretty good. Photo number 5, another text message with one of my good buddies. I don't think he'll mind me naming him here. This is Jerry. He wrote me and said, get. I replied with, gonna need a bit more than that. I hope those 5 photos have brought a smile, a warmth to your soul, because I am desperately hanging on by a thread, and so is the segment. Tune in next week to see if it lives.
Bank robbing his baby kid alongside of what this dude is doing.
Lester, I'm looking for more, perhaps relatable facts about Ray. The viewers, I don't think, want to know that he doesn't wear underwear. Ray goes commando. I don't think it's really something they want to know about. Okay, he does needlepoint. I can work with that. You see, people wouldn't think that Ray does needlepoint. I could tell them that.
Raymond Lyman, ridiculous. You calling me a liar? Well, I ain't gonna think about suing the city. Raymond Lyman, ridiculous. You calling me a liar? Well, I ain't gonna think about suing the city.
I don't agree with you.
You are responsible because you passed that recovery plan. Because you fired firemen, and then you were gonna hire stinking...
We did not fire firemen.
You are gonna hire, like those Greenwood firemen, part-timers that don't know what the hell they're doing.
Ray, you're out of order.
Will a man of my stature label his own brand of comedy? Could he be that full of himself where he has the audacity to tell you how he sees his own brilliance? I feel dramatic comedy is perhaps my forte. Will I stoop to lowbrow humor? On occasion, yes. Guys, get your swimming trunks on because it's time for the deep dive, deep cut. Or as I should have said, the deep cut, deep dive. Lester didn't know what clips to take from the deep cut, deep dive, so instead Colin from Canada is singing over this bumper. I assure you, this is real. All the information regarding this week's deep cut, deep dive is on the laptop screen to my right. I feel if I read the Wikipedia page, it would describe the series better than if I tried to do it off the top of my head. So let's turn to the right. The show in question is called Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. It is a British horror parody television series created by Richard Ayoade and Matthew Holness for Channel 4. The show focuses on fictional horror author Garth Marenghi and his publisher Dean Lerner. The series is presented as a special release of the fictional television series Dark Place. So it's a show about it, you know where I'm going with this. The series is presented as a special release of the fictional television series Dark Place. Within the reality of the show, Dark Place was produced in the 1980s for Channel 4, but never broadcast anywhere but Peru, eventually becoming a lost series. Saved footage has recently resurfaced, with Marenghi republishing with the intent of gaining interest from a modern audience. The original footage of the show is intercut or bookended with commentary from many of the original cast, where characters such as Marenghi and Lerner reflect on what it was like to make the show. Dark Place parodies the fashion, special effects, production gaffes, and music of low-budget 80s television, as well as the arrogant attitude of certain writers and performers. So, Ayoade and Holness have two characters who are an author and a publisher. In that world, they have created a television series in the 80s that never went anywhere. So now they are coming back to try to resurrect that series through lost footage that they have filmed back in the 80s for the show they called Dark Place. I think you get it, and you can see why I chose to read it off Wikipedia and not try to do it off the top of my head. And yes, this entire series is available on YouTube. Links are below. If the description didn't fully describe it, I believe it did, just watch episode 1 and everything will make sense.
I gotta barbecue your ass in molasses!
Lester, I will be in full agreement with you on this point, and I think the viewers will be as well. When it comes to the clip of the week, we are delving into the wonderful world of game shows. In fact, not just game show clips, but game show bloopers. I love a news blooper and I love a game show blooper. Now, we know all the news clips here on Colin from Canada's Good Junk are hard-hitting news clips. No bloopers here. But when it comes to the clip of the week, and we're, again, moving to the game show side of things, I like to show the game show bloopers. And it is continuing this week with the clip of the week. Lester, let me just stop talking now. You roll the bumper and let's see what game show is being shown this week and what blooper are we gonna laugh wholeheartedly at.
When things aren't going my way, I'm thinking pasta. 2,500.
Here's the VHS collection.
Your Construction Safety Association.
During what month of pregnancy does a woman begin to look pregnant?
September.
As I sat here and pondered what to say during the Gorilla Monsoon introduction to the Gorilla Monsoon Quote of the Week segment, I began to think about how, as a child, I truly believed a man's name was Gorilla.
Did you see that?
Couldn't see it from our vantage point.
Will you stop? All kinds of pandemonium broken loose here.
Clothesline City, he nailed him.
I'll thank you not to use that kind of language in my presence.
Approaching a record number of votes this week on the Colin from Canada's Good Junk Show and Tell poll. It is only Tuesday, and we have 12 votes already. We have a new contender, but first we got a bumper to roll. Delta Force Pizza. Delta Force Pizza. I turn to the right and I regale you. I think I've already said regale already this episode, but we'll say it again. I will regale you with the current standings of the Colin from Canada's Good Junk Show and Tell poll. Of course, we have our defending champion. I don't know how many times he's defended the title because I always get it wrong. Rod Serling photograph and authenticated autograph is currently taking on the Chips Migo the Sarge doll. As of Tuesday, 1:37 p.m., when the video was posted Saturday, so we only have 2.5 days of, perhaps 3 days total, let's not get picky, Colin, of voting, Rod Serling leads 10 votes to 2. We are going to need a miracle comeback from the Sarge to defeat Rod Serling. I don't think it's going to happen. Getting to what you want to see, and I know why you're here and tuned in. Most of you, if not all of you, well, the whole show you're tuned in for, but a lot of you like the show and tell, and to see what I can come up with out of the collection this week, we are going back to the collection, and we are hitting chips yet again for a 1977 handcuffs, gun, and badge, conveniently put in a comic book bag. Folks, it is unpunched, and may I take a moment to say that I did catch myself in last week's video when I said mint on card, and prior to saying mint on card, I said M-I-C. Folks, it's M-O-C, okay? Mint on card, and if you can get it, you do, unpunched. That's right. Guys, I don't need to take it out, but this is absolutely pristine. This is amazingly, one corner is turned over. Just amazing. I paid, I believe, under $20 for this at a comic book store when I was same place I got the Horse Shack. I got this. 1977 from Fleetwood Toys. I had this as a child, and I mean, what else is there to say? You guys know Chips. As we know, the Sarge is not looking good against Rod Serling. So could the handcuffs and gun from Chips take down Rod Serling if the Sarge can't? We're gonna see. I'm predicting an absolute beatdown by Rod Serling.
The goddamn Germans got nothing to do with it!
Lester, we didn't go into it, and nor will we go into it now, but I know you mentioned a few episodes back that you got your big rig trucker's license. May I, dare I say for a third time this episode, regale you and the viewers with a story about when I got my driver's license. In Canada, well, at least Ontario, you have a G1, a G2, and a G. G1 is the lowest, G2. The story concerns my G2 license going into my G license. The G2 license had expired and I got an extension, and then I must go for my G test. I don't know if this is entirely true, but I heard through the grapevine, if your G2 expires and you get it extended and you go for your G test and you fail, you fall all the way back to G1. Now that wouldn't help me when this was going on. My current job was chicken delivery boy. You dig what I'm saying? So we are doing the test and it is raining. And we are on a road doing about 60 and the light turns yellow. And as you do in real life, do I go or do I stop? I stopped, slid through the entire intersection and proceeded to keep going. I turned to my driving instructor or test guy and said, I repeat, it's over, it's over. And he was like, no, it's okay, just please continue. And we finished up and we parked the car and I'm dreading what he's about to say because I think I've failed. And I turned to him and I go, okay, what's the deal? And he, and I quote, said, you didn't drive that terribly bad. And I responded with, just give me the news. And he goes, you passed. And I grabbed the thing and left. Guys, it's time for the bloopers. What am I doing? Gotta stop saying, What can I tell you? Try again, son. What am I, deep in thought up in here? That's here nor there. You are actually laughing? Who knows? Here, journey to the journey under the sea. The eloquently spoken, calling me and talking to me man on man, talking to me man to man. Oh, Vern, you crazy cat. Nope, I'm not. I did not mean to hit record, but I did, and now I'm leading into this song. Last week, I kind of, it's Journey Under the Sea. Journey Under the Sea. Guys, I'd like to take this moment to look you guys calling me man to man as a man. Epic, not epic. It's not epic. I'd like to look you in the eye is what I attempted to say. 25 degrees outside and I am wearing a toque. Make sure and count to make sure. So, this is not stop. I can't stop. I taped that one and then this one, okay? Yes. Are in fact, hit me with the sneeze during the filming. Woohoo! Prior obtained, not obtained, chose, 3 seconds video wipe out in first, what? We're gonna start this one again.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
No. Vern, that was the commercial you sent me. No, well, it's already up. Oh. Well, that's what you sent Lester. That was an outtake. Vern, I don't think you look like Anton LaVey from the Church of Satan. I don't think you came off as demonic. Well, who said that? Yes, your children were in the commercial, but they were frightened. Well, if you try, I mean, perhaps maybe not pronouncing Christmas that way, that may have helped. But again, that's the commercial that you sent Lester, and that's the one we used.
Christ must.
Oh. Well. Yeah, no, that's, yeah. I'm used to this. Okay, well, I'm sorry that it's come to this, but again, that's the commercial you gave me, and as per the contract, I have the right to air that. Moving forward, you wish to not move forward. That's a unique way of saying it, Vern. Well, I hope that your insurance firm is successful. And all the best to you. Yes, say, I hope, no. I was just gonna say, I hope the kids aren't as traumatized as you're saying they are. Yeah, okay, take care. Folks, I didn't want to film that, but I felt I needed to. So you can feel what I feel weekly. It's usually not a phone call on a cordless landline. It's usually a text message or email because, quite frankly, I think they're too scared to contact me over the phone. I will give Vernon credit for calling me man to man and discussing our future together over the phone and not through a text or email, much like the other sponsors who have given me the boot. I wish Vernon success in both his insurance company and his future demonic commercials.
You ever had India food?
Will you please stop?
Catch it.
The Empire of Taste. Will you please stop?
Catch it.
I've tried fad diets, powders, pills. Still my weight's been up and down like a yo-yo until the AIDS plan taught me how to take off weight and help keep it off.
AIDS may taste like a candy, but AIDS contains one of the most effective appetite suppressants you can buy, and there's no stimulant in AIDS that could make you nervous.
With AIDS, I ate less, so the weight came off. To help keep it off when I sometimes want things loaded with calories, AIDS helps put me in control.
Let the AIDS plan teach you how to take off weight and help keep it off. Try peanut butter AIDS.
The enjoyment, the fulfillment, the nourishment of the process has completed me this week as we wind down the episode and start to film the final segment. Yes, the goodbyes. Gentlemen, ladies, friends, that's it. Friends, we've come to the end of another great production. Lester, I thank you. Colin, I thank you. Viewers, I thank you. Colin from Canada is announcing a giveaway. To those of you who watch the entire episode, you will be watching what I am saying because the goodbyes happen at the end of the episode. I have been asking, rather politely, for an email from any one of my viewers. Well, excuse me, if I may put something on the table. The first person who is viewing this and sends in an email to the channel at this very email address, and not just, hi, an email. Hey, Colin, love the show. Here's a couple of questions I have. Just, one or two paragraphs. You will be sent, courtesy of me and courtesy of Lester, something that has appeared on one of the 13 episodes of Colin from Canada's Good Junk. Yes, you heard me correctly. An item perhaps worth thousands, if not millions, because everything I own is in fact good junk. The value of thousands or millions is not necessarily money or a denomination of some sort of legal tender. It is the joy that it brings you. Again, this is real. You write in the email to this email, and it'll be, okay, we need some parameters here. I need a minimum, you know what I'm saying, it has to be an email, not just, and the first one that matches that criteria will be announced the winner. So are you watching the whole episode, and are you seeing this come out of my mouth? We'll see. I am going to shut it, but not before saying the pepperettes. Did the lights just flicker? They're a firm $12. There is no haggling. Die Paper Rates seien steifig $12 ein Aufdinger.